Hello students, in this video we will see the important line flow while creating the character model. So I'll just take my reference. So I'll add drag and drop. More detail you can see the other video which we have created to how to import image reference. This is the very simplest way I'm going for it. So let's go to control 3. I'm in the left view, so let's add the left view image. Drag drop, the very simplest way, make this navigation to 0, enter, done. Now let's select this both of this. So there is a light, let's turn off the light, it doesn't require fun. Turn off the light. So I'll select this both image and I'll go to the move tool and I'll split the viewport. That will be very helpful while doing the model. I don't want this one. I want to split from the side like this, and I'll keep some more viewports like this. So N hide navigation, T you can also hide the tool. So I'll go for top view, and here I'll go for front view. One is a shortcut key for front view, so you can just drag and keep it on the top. So to maximize, control space bar. Okay, so we can select the model, make an X-ray mode so that we can see through. So in this view, and I'll just select one of the image, I'll position it back, and even this also I'll just position it back so that I can model everything in the middle. So here I don't want to see this in perspective viewport. Before that, let's see like whether the model is in center. So see, it's not zooming according to my cursor point, so I'll change my preference setting, edit preference. I'll go to the navigation, I'll tell orbit around my selection and zoom to mouse position. So now my navigation will become easy. So now it is very easy. So you can even save the preference which we have changed. So I'll tell save the preference. Okay, so now I'll select this, and you can see it is not in middle. Little bit I'll just move it in middle. Okay, so now let's select both of this, and I will hide here. Okay, so I can just hide here, and I don't accidentally select this and move here and there. So I'll switch on the filter, switch on the selectability, and I will switch off the selectability. So now no selecting accidentally, right? And in the perspective, select the empty, turn it off. So now our file is ready, and we can start up with the body model. I'm not going to do complete body model, or I'm not going to do much more in detail. What is the main importance of this video is to make you to understand how you want to start up with the character line flow. So once you know this technique, you can implement the same technique to create any kind of character, alien, even any kind of character you can start with. Now let's start. So I will start with the foot. So let's scale, position, so I'll use the scale tool so that I can see better. So let's see even how it looks in side view. Like control 3 is for side view, zoom, closer. You can switch on the X-ray even for this and trace it. Okay, you should trace in all the viewports at a time. Check in all the viewports whether you have getting a right anatomical structure. So now I started with a very low poly. This video we are going for very low poly, and we are going to understand how we need to achieve the important line flow for a character model. So I'll go for tab, edit mode, and tab, edit mode, and I'm going to add one segment here. and one more segment here. Let's select both of this, move tool, and just move it down. So as I told, this video is mainly for low poly and to understand the important line flow. See, any model you do, always trace first, corner to corner in the important changes in the shape. Okay, so you can see here I already added a corner to corner, so I'm just tracing this important shape changes. Now I want to add in betweens. Okay, so add in between. Why in between? Because this is a soft body model. Any soft body model require one in between segment compulsory. You should not simply add the segment. Okay, each segment should have a meaning. Don't simply increase the segments. If you just increase the segment, okay, then you want to bear the time for rendering also. Okay, so as we told that we are working for the low poly version, and later on the same low poly version you can do much more in detail and convert to high poly. That is not a big deal. So now let's add one in between from this Control R. So I'm adding one in between from this area. So this is the very basics of starting with the character model. Once you understood this line flow, then you can create your own line flow. But the final thing is the line flow should be proper. So that's what you are learning in this video, how to create a proper line flow. Then once you got an idea, then you can create with your own way. So I'm just making the model to look perfect from all the views. And you can see here, now I want to extrude the foot. In this I have only these two corners. Let's go to the top view here so that you can understand better. So anywhere if you want to extrude, okay, anywhere you want something like a oval kind of shape, then always I suggest to go for 8 segment. Okay, because 4 is just a 4 corners, it gives very tight rectangle kind of shape. Always go with the 8 segment to have a better shape. Okay, so I'll add one loop cut here, so you can see here now total segment we got is 8. So 8 segment. So now what you can do, you can make it little bit oval. Just try to bring the anatomy of it. So I'll turn on the X-ray, make it round. All this corner, make it more radius. And you want to see like which segment you are selecting from all the viewports. Okay, so keep the shortcut in hand. See, I am moving the down one. You need to check all the viewports. Okay, and don't extrude the entire model and later on think about yes, I will do all this push and pull and bring the shape later on. Don't do like that. You need to do on the same time. Whenever you extrude one segment, okay, arrange all the line flows on the same time. So I'll just go to the bottom view and let's tweak here also. Okay, so in the top view you can see here, I'll just move this little bit back, and this is for the main big toe. And so this area little bit inside so that it looks good anatomically. Keep some reference image. Okay, keep reference images as much as possible. Study the reference image while you are doing the model. Study the perfect. I'm not going to spend much time on tweaking this. You have the time, so once you got the idea, you go with the flow and do better than what I'm showing. But this is the very important line flow you need to follow, okay, while you are learning for the first time. Okay, so I've done a very basic shape. If you want to see like how it looks, just add a subdivision modifier. So I'm going to Control 2, that is the shortcut key for adding a subdivision modifier. And it's not smooth, so you can even switch on shade auto smooth. you can see whether the shape is coming perfectly or not. So now the basic shape is okay. So now let's continue. So I'll turn off this one and let's continue from here. So save the file, save as with the file. Always keep 2 copies whenever you complete every stage. Okay, so let's go and extrude the next part. So I'll go for tab. So this is my practice, like I always delete this and later on I will fill. Okay, you even can use this technique or directly extrude from the face itself. So why I did like this is, when I go to the edge mode and when I double click in the future, not now, then the line flow selection will become very easy for me. Okay, that is the purpose I selected like this. So for now, even you can see here, when I click and drag, I can easily select the upper edges. Okay, very easily. So now let's extrude. So Control 3, let's see how it looks here. So where is the major changes according to this? So I'm going to go for, see here, like every small tiny detail, don't do it in the starting stage. Okay, do the maximum changes in the body. Later on you can add all the detail and make it as a high poly, means high detailed model. So for now, let's start extruding this. Okay, so E for extrude, as you know, place it here. If you want to know the basics of edit poly tools, and if you want to learn the important usage of all those basic tools, check the other video, the Blender Essential. So I'll go here, so I'll scale. This is the maximum change the shape. Later on we can add in between. So let's see how it looks here. Scale and move tool. A little bit of rotation and again scale. Okay, if you are doing for animation purpose, this is the line flow you can follow even further. This is a very important line flow I'm showing mainly for character modeling for animation purpose. Okay, and I always suggest, I had just taken a Y pose, or sometimes people tell A pose character. Okay, but I suggest always keep T pose. That will be much better than this Y and T, Y and A pose. So let's add in between. So I'll add in between somewhere here. Rotate, scale. Let's see what happened in other viewports first. One is the shortcut key for vertex mode. 1, 2, 3. Vertex, edge, face. Okay. So I'll click G. I'm just moving here. G. Done. Control R. Let's add one more here and G. G. Something like this. Okay. So keep the line flow very smooth, not in zigzag. Make it like a very smooth wave kind of line flow. Okay. The more you arrange this line flow, the better the shape will look. Okay. Done. So now let's extrude the next. So let's go for 2, double click or grab it, anything whichever works for you. So E, extrude. I'll extrude up to the knee. I'm bringing this to the knee center because anywhere if there is a bending, okay, so we are going to bend here, no? So anywhere the deformation or bend, you should have a minimum of 3 segment, okay, for animation purpose. So first going to position to the center, later on we'll add the other two. Okay, so you need to first practice this. Okay, this thing like this is the practice session. Okay, for starting with the character. Once you have a very good practice in this, then you can do your character model in your own way. So next, tell E extrude. This is the major changes which I'm seeing. So scale, position, let's see one here, position, and I want to scale in one side. So now we'll again come back and we'll tweak the anatomy. You need to see in all the viewports, so not only in orthographic. If you just see in the orthographic and complete the model, then finally it looks like a rectangle box, because you're tracing only in a 2 dimension, and 2 dimension if you trace only to the corner to corner, then 100% it looks like a rectangle box. So once you do this, so generally what starting people do, they will move like this everything to this corner. No, you should not do. Okay, so why this variation? This is a perspective line. Okay, this is a perspective line which is having a radius. Okay, don't move each vertex to this like corner to corner, then it will become a rectangle box. Okay, don't do like that. You need to see all the viewports and trace the model perfectly and bring the shape of it. So now let's add 2 in betweens here. As I told, wherever much deformation happening in the body, bending, joints, so on those places, 3 segments compulsory. So 1 in between I have added for the knee part. So 1 more I added here, and 1 more I'll add it from here. So now what I will do, let's tweak this. Okay, I'll just move this here, this one more front, and it is looking like a zigzag. Make a neat line flow, make it smooth, neat. Okay, you need to think like when we are doing a bend animation or folding, okay, folding back, on that time the line flow should work neatly. So that is what a neat line flow for the character model. And we should also bring the shape of it. So let's bring the shape of the screen. So I'm using all the viewports I'm selecting here, so that it will not get confused like which segment you are selecting and what is happening in this. Really, if anybody see this, will get confused. So you need to check in all the viewports. You need to take the support of all the viewports. So this one I'll bring it closer because there is a bone right here below the knee. So I'll bring it closer so that when we add a smooth, when there is a closer segment, there will be a tighter radius, right? So that is the purpose I'm adding this very closer. Okay, let's make it a little bit broad, and the bone continues. So I'm going to select even this, and I'll just bring it closer, and this even. Okay, same thing, I'll have a flow up to this. So I'll switch off this X-ray mode so that I can see better. Let's bring closer like this, even this, with a neat line flow. Okay, something like this. If you feel more tight radius, then give more spacing. Okay, so let's see how it looks from the back. So back, we know like here also we'll be having some tight radius according to anatomy. Just position like this. So you need to check with the reference always. See the reference and tweak the shape of it. Always check more and more reference images. So let's see how it looks with smooth. Okay, so this is what we have done till now. It's looking good, and you can see there is more tight radius here. Little bit, we can expand. So all this tweaking and all, I'm telling you people to do it, because if I spend more tweaking here, it takes time. So this video is mainly for you people to understand how you want to do the better line flow and easily complete your character model. So that is the main purpose of this video. So all this tweaking, you spend time and tweak it more, do it much better. Okay, so for now we'll continue. So we have left up to here, go select it and extrude. So this is the next point. Let's see how it looks in front. Position here, scale. So generally people go and connect to the center. Don't do it. We need to have one more poly so that we can have a neat animation line flow. Okay, so this okay, done. So now there will be some changes. Before going for that, just see whether everything working better. If anywhere if you are finding it is looking like a rectangle shape, just go around and go to the edit mode, select, make it little bit more radius. So like that, check in all different angle. See here, you can see here there is looking like more rectangular shape. Okay, very sharp. So we can make it like this radius. So like that, see in all different views and make it much better and better. Okay, otherwise it will end up with a radius rectangle. Okay, so that will happen for the students in the starting stage always. So check it in all different angle, all the view, and make it much better. So once you have a good shape, then go ahead and do this stage. So I'm continuing with this stage now. Again same extrude. This time again I'll have a straight extrude. Somewhere here I will keep it. X-ray mode, one vertex, move, line flow. And this I'll just keep it space. Later on we can plan for it. Oh, see what happened here. So I'll not select the entire loop. Let's undo it quickly. Okay, sure, done. So only you should see in all the viewports. Okay, check in all the viewports and do the corrections always. Okay, this is fine for now. Even check in the perspective also. Okay, and now some changes will happen. Watch it here. So I'll select this to vertex, move, grab it something like this. Okay, go to the 3. You want to delete this. Then go to 2, select this segment. So this is what I deleted, and I'm selecting only this open area. And now what I want to do, total extrude in this dimension. Okay, and position in center. This is what you want to do it. So here it is very much confused, like we need to align this. Okay, so the easiest way is select this vertex, go to the scale tool and click and drag and position this gizmo like this. So it is aligned. And one more than this, another very important, see there is still more gap. So you can even select one of this vertex, and when you are moving, okay, you can see there is an attribute here, tell 0. So it will go and align to exactly to the 0. So my 0 position is not exactly to this gizmo 0, no problem. So first we will align everything. Once done, I'll remove this and I'll add mirror. You can see here from where it is mirroring. It is mirroring from the origin, right? So what you want to do is you want to move this origin to the center. If you have changed the gizmo, 3D cursor, you want to tell Shift C so that the 3D cursor will come in the center of the word. Okay, like see here, like purposefully I'm changing the 3D cursor. If I want to bring it into the center, Shift C, so it is in the center of the word now. Select the model, right click, set origin, and tell origin to 3D cursor. So now we can add a neat mirror modifier. So let's add mirror. It is perfect. And don't forget to switch on the clipping. If sometimes if you are finding some gap in between this, so always go to the edit mode, select this and move. Okay, and see. Okay, move and see. It should perfectly snap. Move and it should perfectly snap. See, like this. So now it is clipped perfectly. So if you move like this, if there is a gap, move and it will snap to the center only. It will not snap anywhere else. Okay, so then your gap between those, if there is a problem, then it will be solved. Okay, now let's do some tweaking for the anatomy shape. Always you need to adjust the line flow properly. And always balance the spacing also. See, there is more space, there is less space. If you want a tight radius, keep it very close, or if you don't want, give a equal spacing. Okay, check in all the views whether everything is working perfectly or not. So which is this vertex which is standing alone here? Let's see. So this is the vertex. So let's select this vertex, move it front. This should have a flow. Okay, so now let's save this file, save as, and continue with the next extrude. So let's go E extrude, vertex mode, and start tracing. And do the correction of the anatomy. So this one we need to bring it back a little. So now we need to also check in top view how it works. Okay, so go to the top view and see how it is looking. So it's not perfect, right? So make it round perfectly. Make it a neat round. Something like this. Now you can see we got a neat radius around in this area. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. You want to check in all the viewports and you want to do the correction whenever you extrude one single segment. Okay, so now let's continue. Let's go E extrude. So I'll extrude up to here. But in this area we can see here we require in between. We can later on introduce. It's not a big thing, right, to add in betweens and increasing the poly count. So anytime we can increase the poly count, right? So the very important is not increasing the poly count, bringing the right shape with the very low poly. That is what, you know, really industry like gaming, AR VR industry require, so that it can work faster. Okay, so I've done some tweaking. It's look good. Let's scale this like this. Even here a little. Okay. So now let's extrude one more step. E. Extrude. So I'll position somewhere to this chest region. Some more few important steps you want to learn. As I told, I'm going to show the very important line flow while you create the character model, and this is for the practice session. There are my team is creating other videos for the class purpose, so that we can continue with that video to create the full character model. But this model you create for practicing purpose to understand the line flow for a character model. Okay, so here the another important line flow, you can see there is one center line which is coming from the leg. The same center line should go for the arm center line. Okay, like this, and corner should go to the corner. You can see this corner of the leg should go flow to the corner of this hand. So adjust the line flow like this, make a neat wave kind of line flow like this. Let it go towards the arm. So it should be something like this. Okay, so let's see in the perspective how it looks. So it is looking like this for now. Let's see in the front. Okay, this one I'll just keep it closer, this one little bit broad in between. Okay, like this. So you need to arrange this line flow like this. Okay, few more steps I'll show. Later on you can just extrude the hand, and you can continue extruding the face also, but I don't suggest. You want to learn properly like how to bring a proper line flow for the face. That will be the next video. Okay, I'm going to create a next video on how to do a proper line flow for the face, and once you learn this line flow of body and face, then you can do your own way of box modeling or poly modeling technique or retopology technique, anything. So very important is understand the line flow. So now let's extrude E again, and I'll position up to here, and I'll take, let's see what I have done. The X-ray mode, always switch on X-ray mode, otherwise we will be not knowing whether we are selecting the front, only the front most, or even the back one. Okay, so let's E extrude, position. Let's go to scale. Little bit scale here in this region, and we have not added many in betweens. We'll add it once you got no the basic shape of it. So let's position all this. You can see this lines are very deep in this region, so I'm just moving it back. Okay, check other views, even the back view also. So it is very closer in the back view. Let's snap this. And let's go to the G tool, make it a little bit broad. Something. Check in all the views. Okay. Check in all the view. Okay. Done. Now you need to observe there is some changes will happen. So I'll position everything like this for now. Now the changes will happen to get a proper line flow. You can do like this first and go to the edge mode, select all this, tell E, extrude it, and move this. Check from all the views, and you want to move now. Okay, so this line flow from the shoulder should go from the chest to the above shoulder. Okay, that is the line flow. I'm making it very simple in this video to bring that line flow. So just move this here. Just bring it closer because it is going inside. So this line flow can be easily achieved if you do like this. Okay, like this. So the line flow moving towards the shoulder. This is required for the animation line flow. See, this line flow is moving towards the shoulder. Okay, let's arrange this neatly now, which moves towards the shoulder region. We need to add in betweens, we know. So let's arrange everything, and then we'll add one in between now. So now we have got a line flow which is moving from the chest to the shoulder region. Okay, the same thing even the back side. Let's hold all this and let's grab it to the back and keep it somewhere here in between. And let's arrange the line flow neatly, make it a neat line flow like this. Understood? So now when we raise the hand, so you should have a neat squash and stretch in this muscle area. So that is why we have added one line flow which is going from the chest part and going top towards the shoulder and going down from the back side. Okay, so then this is very much required for animation purpose. So I showed it very simple way how to achieve this one. Now let's add a in between. So Control R, let's add one in between. Okay, so added in between. Why we require that in between? Because next you want to extrude the hand, no? That one you will do it by yourself, right? That is your like a assignment task we want to try. Okay, so now let's make neat round so that later on we can delete this area and we can take forward for extruding the hand. So now let's go to the poly mode, select this and delete. But later on we can take this for extruding. Okay, now what happened, we got a neat line flow which is going from down part to upper part also. Okay, so still more tweaking we need to do. We need to adjust the line flows now. So let's adjust the line flows neatly. Let's see how it looks in the top view. We haven't checked in the top view at all. So keep all the views and see like where is this segment going on. In between we can introduce later, I told. So for now, make this line flow neat because this should bend like this, right? It is going inside. So just position like in this angle. Okay, something like this should go like inside. Like this. So this is the turn it want to take now, right? This is a turning towards the neck it want to go for. So let's extrude again. Okay, so let's go one more extrude. E extrude, bring it closer, but when you're doing, see the center is snapping, so just keep it here. Later on go to the vertex mode, deselect this vertex and bring only the required inside closer. Okay, again make sure you are in the X-ray mode to select the segment. If you are not in the X-ray mode, we may miss some of the segment. Okay, so make sure you are in the X-ray mode, drag like this. Okay, in the edge mode, drag it like this and see whether you have selected the upper edges perfectly. Don't extrude twice, thrice using the shortcut, then that also will give the problem I have seen. Many students do like that. Okay, so now cross check whether you have selected perfectly, then tell extrude it. Okay, then go to the vertex mode. Now start arranging all this. So you can see here perfectly. Now start bringing this inside, bring it inside. So this you can keep it in center to balance, so there is not much poly here. So instead of adding in between, I am keeping this to the center. So we need to check even in this viewport what is happening. This vertex, okay, you can see here this vertex should go inside, right? So move it in like this. This should go inward like this. You can also check from the top view, it will give a better idea like what you're doing. So you can move this inner, you can take it in. When you're moving again, check in all the viewports. Okay, check in all the viewports and move. Always balance the space. Think about your anatomy and move vertex. More you practice this line flow, more you'll be better in next coming character modeling. So always practice this first and do your final version of the character. Okay, as I'm telling you, this is mainly for practicing. This character will give a base knowledge of how to do a proper line flow for animation purpose. Okay, so let's arrange all this neatly. We want to check in all different angles and do. So if you want, you can extrude one more, you can make it more tight radius, you can bring up to the closer of this neck also, and you can continue with the model. Okay, so that part you can do it easily, and even extruding of the hand, and you can do it easily. But what is the next important line flow you want to bring? So I'll just show this technique that will be very useful for you. Okay, so in the stomach region, this technique will be very useful for you to understand how properly you can bring the line flow and arrange it. Okay, so watch here. So here also we need to little bit adjust the line flows. Okay, this is the region where you are going to bring it very closer, and this in between little bit move it inside to have some depth feel. Okay, if it is looking more broader this area, don't keep it more closer. Okay, if it looks more, just give some more spacing, more more closer, more tighter will be the radius. This is the very simple theory to understand, right? Okay, so now let's add a in between which we require here. You can see here this area we require an in between, and where is this? This is here for now in the middle region. One we require the line flow which is coming from this area. Okay, so let's add one in between for this purpose. One is this purpose, and then another one for this below spine. So let's add one more for the spine region and move this inside. And adjust the line flow. Always you need to adjust the line flow. So we have added just a in betweens. Okay, nothing else. We just added two in betweens. Let's take the help of other viewport while arranging. So this is the next one. And this is the next one in the flow. Bring it closer. And this is the next flow. Something like this. Okay. This one like this. Done. Next we are going for knife tool. So I'll switch off this, go to the knife tool, and let's add like this. Connect it, press center, done. And now you can see it is triangle and more than four side. Just solve like this, enter. So this technique, okay, helpful for creating a high detail model. So anywhere you want, you can use this kind of technique. Take the knife tool, draw and solve it. That's it. Okay, so this area I can keep it closer so that it can form a very tight radius in the upper region, and this area a little bit I can make it broader because I don't want much, tight radius, and bring this shape neatly. Here we have very less polygon. Okay, to balance the spacing you can add one more polygon required. Anytime in between you can add, right? So whenever we require in betweens we can add it very easily. It's not a big deal. This is the backside segment, see, right? So you need to keep in mind like which segment you are moving, what you are tweaking. Okay, so let's see like where this segment which we have introduced in the side view. This is side view, right? So we need to check in all the viewports. That's what I'm telling you. So just let little bring it back. So this is that line flow actually, right? This is the line flow. So let's bring this little back. Don't want to trace exactly to the corner to corner. If you trace like that, it will become again a 2D dimension character. So all this is reference image. Okay, so you need to use a reference image and try to bring the shape of the character. That is what you want to try. So check it in all different angle and tweak the shape, make it much better. Check in all angle. Okay, so this is the very low poly, and now we can add subdivision and cross check how it looks and tweak according to the smooth. Okay, subdivision surface, tap, and this is what we have done so far. So now it's time to tweak and bring the anatomy more perfect. So check the subdivision, go back, turn it off, push pull and tweak and bring the structure more properly according to the human anatomy. Cross check always. Okay, use the reference images while you are tweaking. So once done, extrude the hand little bit, go closer to the neck and keep it ready. Okay, practice this and do your final character according to your assignment syllabus. Okay, in the same way I will show you like how to do a proper line flow for the face modeling in the next video.